You know, cancer, it's a word that unfortunately we all know. It touches almost every family. But what if I told you that our whole way of thinking about it, our whole fight against it, might be based on a fundamental mistake? That's what we're digging into today. We're going to go way back in time, billions of years actually, to see if we can find a totally new way to look at this.
So take a look at this quote. Cancer starts when a cell picks up genetic mutations and multiplies out of control, right? Sounds pretty standard. It's basically the textbook definition we've all learned. But the author here, Kat Arney, she asked this really provocative question. What if that's wrong, or at least not the whole story? What if the secret isn't about some modern villain, but something that's been with us since the dawn of life?
Okay, let's rewind a bit. Back to 1971, President Nixon gets up and declares a war on cancer. I mean, this was a huge deal. We just put a man on the moon. The thinking was, hey, we can do anything. They literally promised to cure in 10 years.
So, after more than half a century, why isn't this war over? I mean, we've made amazing progress, for sure. But when it comes to advanced cancer that's spread, well, it's still largely incurable. And you know what they say in the military, right? If you're losing the war, it's probably because you've completely misunderstood your enemy.
All right, so let's start by blowing up the biggest misunderstanding of all. This idea that cancer is a modern disease. You know, a punishment for our stressful lives, our bad diets, our polluted cities. It just isn't true. Not really. To get the real picture, you have to zoom out. And I mean, way out.
Just look at this timeline. It's mind-blowing, honestly. We're talking about a tumor found in a turtle fossil from 240 million years ago, before the dinosaurs were wiped out. We've found aggressive bone cancer in one of our ancient human ancestors from 1.6 million years ago, and ancient Egyptian doctors were writing about it way back in 1500 BCE. So you see, this is not our problem. It's life's problem. It's baked right into the system.
So why is it so ancient? Well, it all comes down to the moment life decided to get complicated. The moment single cells decided to team up and become, well, us, multicellular creatures. Think about it like this. Your body is a giant, bustling city with trillions of citizens, your cells. And for the city to work, there have to be rules, a kind of social contract.
And as you can see here, loyal cells are good citizens. They follow the rules, they work with their neighbors, and when it's their time, they die for the good of the organism. But a cancer cell, that's a rebel. It tears up the contract, it decides to go back to its ancient single-celled roots, and its only mission is to multiply, multiply, multiply. It's pure selfishness, even if it means destroying the entire city.
So, here's the really big idea. Cancer isn't some alien invader that attacks us from the outside. It's a civil war, a rebellion from within. It's a bug, not a virus. It's a flaw that's literally hardwired into the operating system of being a complex creature. It is the price we pay for being us. But, and this is a huge but, that is not the end of the story. Not even close.
Which leads us to this amazing puzzle. It's called Peto's paradox. Think about it. An elephant has way more cells than a mouse, right? And it lives for decades longer. So every single one of its cells has more time and more chances to go rogue and become cancerous. Logically, elephants should be riddled with cancer. They should be walking tumor factories. But they're not. So what's going on?
The answer is just so cool. It turns out that nature has been working on this problem for hundreds of millions of years. Evolution has built these incredible, powerful cancer-fighting systems right into the biology of big, long-living animals. It's like a whole anti-cancer toolbox. And you can see some examples here. Elephants, they have a bunch of extra copies of this gene called P53. It's like a guardian of the genome. The moment a cell looks shady, P53 tells it to self-destruct. Boom, problem solved. Naked mole rats make this special goo that stops cells from growing out of control. And bowhead whales, which live for 200 years, their DNA repair kits are just on another level.
Okay, and this is where it all comes together. This is the big pivot. It's not just about elephants and whales. It's about us. Because just like them, we are not defenseless. Our bodies come equipped with these same kinds of defense systems. So the whole question we've been asking is wrong. It shouldn't just be, how do we kill cancer? The new question, the better question, is how do we wake up and activate the incredible defense systems we were born with?
So, if we actually do this, if we focus on boosting our own defenses, what kind of difference can it make? Well, how about this number? 61%.
Yeah. So what is that? That's the potential drop in overall cancer risk for adults over 50.
And this isn't just a guess. It comes from a huge Harvard study that followed people for 28 years. And based on that research, Dr. William Li has basically laid out a roadmap of daily habits that help us flip on those internal switches.
And here they are, the 5 habits: morning hydration, fermented foods, metabolic walking, cruciferous veggies, and restorative sleep. Now I know, this might look like pretty standard health advice, but trust me, the why behind each of these is rooted in cutting-edge science about activating our body's defenses. So let's quickly go through them.
Okay, habits 1 and 2 are all about flush and fortify. First, when you wake up, drinking a big glass of water is like sending the garbage trucks out for the day. It gets your lymphatic system moving, clearing out cellular junk. Then you fortify your defenses by eating things like yogurt or kimchi. This feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and get this, they produce a substance that literally signals precancerous cells to, well, die. It's incredible.
Habits 3 and 4 are starve and suppress. Think of it as making your body a really hostile environment for cancer. A brisk walk for about 30 to 45 minutes burns up the easy-to-get glucose that cancer cells absolutely love to gobble up. You're essentially starving them of their favorite fuel. Then you suppress them by eating veggies like broccoli or sprouts. They contain this powerhouse compound called sulforaphane, which is like a master switch that turns on over 200 of your body's protective genes.
And finally, maybe the most important one of all, repair and defend. This happens when you sleep. And I want to be clear, sleep is not downtime. It's when your body's elite defense squad goes to work. Your brain literally power washes itself, clearing out toxins, and your body ramps up production of melatonin. We think of it as the sleep hormone, but it's also a potent anti-cancer agent that helps your immune cells hunt down and destroy threats. I mean, lack of quality sleep is so serious that the International Agency for Research on Cancer actually classifies night shift work as a probable carcinogen. That's how important this is.
So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? Cancer is ancient. It's an echo of our evolutionary past that we can't just wish away. But, and this is the whole point, we are not helpless victims. Evolution has also given us the tools to fight back. We can't change the ancient code, but we absolutely can change how that code gets expressed with the choices we make every single day.
So remember how we started, that cancer is the price we pay for being alive and complex. Well, maybe that's true. But what if, by understanding this ancient story and learning how to activate our own built-in defenses, we can change the terms of the deal? What if we can renegotiate the price? Now that's a powerful idea to think about.